Hello and welcome to the first video on this channel. I wanted to make this video as a brief introduction to the channel and what the goals for the channel are and what types of content we'll be doing, stuff like that. So this particular video will be a little bit different in the sense that this is a voiceover while the game is going on. A lot of the times the voice, you'll be able to hear me as I'm playing the game. You'll be able to hear all the sound effects. But for this first video, I wanted to just give a brief overview, as I said. So I figured it'd be best to do a voice overview rather than trying to play the game while, trying to think, walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time. Probably wouldn't have worked out the best for us. So just to give a brief introduction to the game, just in this particular game, we're playing Smolder. We're just going to do a fun Lethality build. The game doesn't last that long. It honestly ends pretty quick. We won across the map, so the game was over pretty quick. It was just me and Alistar kind of farming against the Ziri. Sona. It was a very uninteractive lane. Our Alistar never really went in. But getting back to the point of the video, giving you guys an overview of what this is, it's basically just going to be a collection of different games that we're trying to play. Mainly, it's going to be a lot of League of Legends content just because it's something that I can do a good job of producing. I can play it at a decent level. That way it can have some entertaining content, with different variety of builds, playing different positions, that type of thing. That way it's not always the same thing that you're seeing. However, I also want to play a variety of different games, really just about anything that there is out there. It's just that League of Legends will probably likely be the go-to just in case I need to get a video out for that week, which brings up the point of how often will videos be posted on this channel. And it'll probably be around, 1 to 2 videos a week. That's the goal. Now, with that being said, I do work a full-time job. So sometimes it might not be 2 videos a week, but I will always try to get at least 1 video out per week. Now, the goal with this YouTube channel is absolutely not to really make money in any way. I want to make $1 off of this YouTube channel, and I want to frame that dollar because I just think that'd be really fun and cool. The main goal is to try something different and kind of build new skills with editing softwares through Adobe, such as Premiere and After Effects. Those are the 2 that I'm primarily going to be working with. And I just want to see if I can make some cool edits for you guys that you'll enjoy and see where we go with that, really. I want to make each video a little bit better. Now, like I said, on a week-to-week basis, because that's how we want to produce our videos, is on a week-to-week basis. It's probably not going to get better. It's probably going to be, you'll see improvements on a month-to-month basis as I'm able to get better and more skilled at using those different softwares. So that's the main goal, is just to get better and provide better content for you guys. With that being said, a lot of the content is going to be driven by what you guys want to see. And what I mean by that is if there's any specific builds for the League of Legends content that you want to see, I will play literally anything. You put it in the comments, I will play it. Now granted, if somebody says, hey, I want to see full AP Garen, I'll play it, but I'm not going to play more than 3 matches trying to make a video of that. It's going to end up being a video where I go 0 and 5 likely. But I'll still try it because some people just want to see you do bad, and that's okay. Like I said, I'm just trying to make content that people want to see. Otherwise, if people have no preference on what they're seeing, I'll probably do some ADC content, as ADC's one of the more higher action roles, as well as probably the role that I'm best at. If you want to see the role that I am worst at, have me play some games in the top lane, and I could even post some of the videos of where I absolutely crash out because I just suck at top lane and I get angry when I do poorly. But as far as other content goes, there's, so many games out there that I would like to try to make videos on. a lot of my friends play RuneScape. I've thought about making a RuneScape video in the past. Not like a, real in-depth guide or anything but more like just a for fun video with some edits hopefully and stuff like that. Other games that I want to definitely make videos of is like Dyson Sphere Program. I played just a little bit of that and I thought it was really fun and it seemed like it had a lot of potential to me. So it's something that I want to look into doing. But other games can be anything that you guys want to see. It can be newer games, it can be older games. I really can have fun almost playing anything. Now, really long, grindier games, that type of content would be built around probably a mini series, 5 to 6 episodes over the course of months. Because I can't, like I said, I have a full-time job. I can't sit around and just play video games all day and make content with that. And then with those videos, like I said, our main goal isn't to make the craziest, the most groundbreaking content out there as far as gameplay goes. A lot of what we're trying to do is develop different effects and editing styles that, while the gameplay might not be the craziest, most flash thing you've ever seen, don't get me wrong, we'll try our best to do that, but we want to make it so that the video, even with content such as this right now, when it's almost just a pure farming lane, is still entertaining to watch. And granted, that can be difficult to do, but it's one of those things that I want to try to get better at and see how over the course of the year how that goes. My philosophy is that to get truly good at anything, you have to put at least 1,000 hours into it. And then if you want to become a professional at something, you have to put 10,000 hours into it. So I don't expect anything crazy to happen within really the first year of doing this. If I could make that dollar within the first year of this channel, to me that would be a huge success, because really that is one of the ultimate goals of the channel, is just to have that dollar, frame it up on the wall and say, hey, I tried something new, check it out, I think it's cool. And then if it goes further than that, then that's great, more power to us and the community. And with that being said, this is supposed to be really a community-driven channel. So we want to do, if we do end up making money through the channel, we want to try to give it also back to the community through giveaways. That's the main thing I think that you can do with giving money back to the community is through giveaways. The money that we make here, we can give away specific items or gift cards, stuff like that. Do viewership videos, where we play games with the viewers, stuff like that. Whatever we can do to drive more community onto the platform and just connect more people in a friendly way, especially when in regards to League of Legends. The game is very toxic. Making this video here, I did a couple tries to make one that I liked, and man, it's worse than ranked play. This is a draft game, and the people are worse in this stuff than they are in draft. They just complain and moan about every single little thing that happens. This was a very chill game. The chat really didn't go crazy. Everybody was very, very peaceful, and that was the first game out of several that I had where that was the case. So there are a couple limitations of the channel, and I kind of briefly already mentioned that. One being that I do have a full-time job. I work 40 hours a week on top of all of my regular duties that I have regardless. So it's not like we can just produce content as much as we want. It is kind of a slow build up that we're going to do and try to stay consistent with. Consistency is key in anything you do in life, so that's going to be our primary goal. We're going to try to slowly invest more money into the process, whether that's getting a camera or getting better gear to make the videos with, and if you guys wanted it, even doing some IRL content. Like I said, there's really we're talking about limitations, but there's no limitation to what we do. It's just on how fast can we do it. That's the main limitation, and that's fine. we have the rest of our lives to do that, or until it's not feasible anymore. But with that being said, I think it will be a fun little challenge regardless to try and do something different. So that's the main limitation of the channel. Now, as we grow, that limitation might decrease. It'll just kind of depend on how much money we make and how much money we can then reproduce into the channel. But that's not, as I said, a concern at all. That's not our focus. That's not what we're interested in. Our main interest is developing new skills and developing content that you guys will enjoy watching. That pretty much wraps up the introduction portion of the channel. I think that was about 11 to 12 minutes of me straight talking about random stuff, jabbering on about the channel. So the rest of the video, we'll just do some light voiceover of the actual gameplay. If you made it this far, then that's great. I doubt many of you have, but we'll just, with the remainder of the channel, just talk about the gameplay as we go. At this point in the game, it really doesn't seem like we've won the game. It looks still pretty close, but honestly, when you're playing a game against Smolder and he's 0-0-0 and he's got 10 CS per minute, it's probably not looking amazing for you. But to be fair, that can also be the same case with the Zeri. Zeri's a really powerful champion, a hyperscaler, but the rest of our team is also doing well, and we have a Jackson Mundo and a Rise, so at that point it's kind of like, are they really going to be able to come back? Who knows? Well, we do know, but we won't spoil it. So at that back, I was able to buy Opportunity. Like I said, we're just going a fun little lethality build to see how it would do. It wasn't bad. I mean, it didn't feel amazing by any means, but the damage, you could clear the wave pretty quick still. One shine the backline with your Q, well, WQ, and that always feels good. And with the CDR boots, you don't really have to worry about cooldowns all that much. So as you can see here, we're just Wing backline and then Qing. It's classic Smolder move right there. Around this time, if you can look at the map, you can see that top lane's pretty deep. They've already taken the first tower. We're able to start getting plates now from the pressure across the rest of the map. Alistar is doing a little bit of roaming, which is good because they were on a reset timer. So I was able to really just safely farm. And against a Soraka, they're never really going to be able to just engage on you. Soraka Zeri's not really known for its engage potential. So really, I couldn't complain about that. He can really just run the map as he wants since we're not really able to fight them either. They just kind of peel away. Soraka's never going to let the Zeri die. And we have engage potential, but not enough to all in them. We would need the jungler for that. And I don't think the jungler actually ever really ganked us, but I really wasn't worried about that. I'm perfectly content when I'm playing Smolder to have farming games. I do enjoy games where we can fight more, but as you can see in this, even with the WQ and an Alistar combo, she's full health after the Soraka just heals her up. There's really nothing we could do. But we keep stacking, and I don't remember if in this game I actually hit 225 stacks. The game honestly might end before then. Pretty sure they end up FFing just because of how hopeless the game ends up seeming for them. You can see here, this is when they start to engage on us. Things get a little bit crazy, but we have the jungler here with us. I don't count that as the gank, I count that as a counter gank. And then I think I flash here because I don't want to get ulted. Then we pick up our first kill. Rise picks up a second kill. I'm just focusing on farming. I know the fight's over now. And then we can work on getting more plates. Just keep farming up. Just slowly winning across the map. Do a little proxying here. Might be able to hear the wind. I got my window open. We live in the Midwest here, and it's March right now, and it's like 80 degrees. It's absolutely wonderful. And here we're also going Bastion Breaker. Like I said, we're just going a lethality build for fun. I think might be the first time I actually built Bastion Breaker on any champion. And then I think Muno's going to die here, but I think he actually gets out. Just able to sidestep that W, and by that time Alistar gets to him, and they can't quite capitalize on killing him. Which is good, because I think he had a shutdown. But as you can see now, the score's all of a sudden 9-3. We all have bounties on us. My Q doesn't quite one-shot the caster minions, which sucks. And I missed the cannon there, and that's always a tilter. The main problem that I noticed with this build is I think you would still have to build rapid fire cannon. You don't really have the range to shoot your Q at people otherwise. Now we're just ulting to kind of push them away. Zeri's a little bit caught out, but once again with Soraka there to heal her, it's not really anything we can actually do. We can just keep poking her, getting some more stacks on her. That's, once again, the main thing you're looking to do with Smolder anyways. If you can hit stacks, the game becomes a lot easier. If you can get fed while doing it, then that's perfect. Here, Alistar does hit the Zeri a little too close to me, and I'm like, I'm not sure if that was the move, but you can see here we start panicking, like, help me, there's a neuter on me. And Alistar notices that, so he's probably a pretty good player. And then we can pick up another kill, and then we got Mundo who dies, but we get the Zir, and I see that the Volibear's running away, but I ended up just walking away. I'm like, nah, we're not chasing that. I don't really care enough. Once again, I'm always focused on optimizing as much gold as I can get, and chasing down a Volibear there is not going to optimize gold. I'm not going to get anything out of that. I might get an assist, but a full wave is way more worth than just an assist. Or even if we killed him, I'd rather get the wave and the turret than the kill on him. He's probably not worth full gold at this point anyways. So here we're just looking to back and get Bastion Breaker. And we're kind of getting near to the point where the video will actually end. Because they've got nothing left. I'm trying to figure out, what do I want to buy here? I don't really know. And I opted for Edge of Night. Just in case their Volibear tries to stun me, something like that. We can get out with it. Or if Azir ults and he doesn't pop my Edge of Night shield before then we can just kind of leave. But this is about where the game starts to look hopeless for the enemy team. Their Ziri really hasn't been playing bad, but she just really wasn't able to pick up any kills. And you can see my stacks. We're getting near to where we get that execute. And once we get the execute, that's when it's really doomed for the enemy team. There's not much you can do after that, especially in a game state like this. At this point, I wasn't sure if I could really take the Ziri on a one-on-one. Maybe if we do 2 extended trades and then all in with our ult, we could. But there's always the chance that Soraka has ult still, so we opted for just continuing to play safe. This is a little weird fight. I think everybody lives. I don't think literally anybody dies. You can see Ryze is ulting in. And then everybody just walks away from us. So we go back to farming. I think it's about right here where the game really just ends. You can see their FF up there. So before the end of the video, we will just briefly check the damage charts to see who did the most damage in the game. I don't honor anybody because I'm a piece of shit. And there you have me doing the most damage in game.